Talk Your a podcast where we don't give no you, and you. Oh, and did I say you? Yeah, you too. Now, let's talk about it.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to Talk Your Shit Daily. I'm your host, Big Slick, and we got another great episode for you today. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my listeners, whether you at home, at work, in your car, all the truck drivers on the road. I appreciate you tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button, man. Check it out. We're going to jump right up in the episode today, man. I want to talk about things you shouldn't do on a job interview. Sounds simple, right? Let's jump right into it. First thing you shouldn't do is show up late. That's the worst thing you can do ever if you're trying to get a job and you show up to the interview late. So if you can't show up on an interview, how you going to show up to work? So the person going to look at you crazy off the gate. So you might as well cancel that. If you running late to a job interview, it's a wrap. It's a done deal. So first thing, be on time. Don't even be on time. Be early. So you need to show up 30 minutes before your interview anyway. This is good so you can get used to the environment, where to park at and all that. So before the interview starts, you're a little bit comfortable with the surroundings. You know what I'm saying? So get there 30 minutes early. Second thing is when you show up on an interview, make sure you dress to impress, man. A lot of people can lose a job by just not showing up right. You know what I mean? If dress to impress, man. That's what you need to do. Suit, you know what I'm saying, or a tie, button up, something. Don't go in there with a hoodie and Jordans on, or it ain't gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying? First appearance, it'll kill you off the gate if you go in there looking crazy. So that's another thing. All right, so things you shouldn't say on an interview. When they asking you questions, never say I don't know. That's that's the wrong thing to say. Come up with something. Don't never say I don't know, because that shows like you know what I'm saying, you're not competent, you're not quick on your feet. They might look at it like, that's a negative. So never say I don't know on an interview. Another thing is, don't go on an interview using slang. You know what I mean? You can't go in there, yo, bro, what up, bro? Yo, what's good? Yo, how everybody doing over here, man? Y'all chilling over there? Yeah. We You can't do that, man. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Save that to after you get the job. After your 30 days or whatever probation, you get some benefits, then loosen up then. But on the on the interview, don't use no type of slang, man. Speak professional. You know what I'm saying? On an interview. That can cancel you out just as fast as you coming to the interview late. So make sure you're doing that as well. And then another thing is when you're on this interview, don't go in there seeming so hungry, so anxious. You know what I'm saying? Make it seem like, yo, you interviewing them the same way they interviewing you. So don't go in there, like just starving for the job. Let them know if they actually be like, oh well, I got a couple of prospects and I'm looking around. You know what I mean? So make it more of a competition thing. Don't make it seem like this is the only job that wanted you to come in for an interview. So you got a couple of interviews lined up. You know what I mean? You don't want to seem too hungry on the job. And then again, like I said, you interviewing them as well. So the same way you put in and gave them your resume and they went over your resume and they lined up some questions for you, you should be going in there the same way, got some questions for them, some bullet points for them. And another good thing to do is do a little research on a job before you even get there. Know what they At least know what they're about, when they was founded, what their core value is, something like that. And if you don't know some of the situations, like talking about something like this, you can ask them a question like, all right, are y'all team orientated, or things of that nature. Have some of this stuff ready, so when you get there, now they like, oh, okay, so this guy is interested, this lady is interested, because they actually did research on the job before they even got here. So that shows interest. And a lot of people that's interviewing candidates for the position, that sticks out to them. Right. One thing you don't want to do is time you get there, go, all right, how much it pays? Now you seeming hungry again. You seem like you just want to be there for the paycheck, even though, yeah, I am coming here just for the fucking paycheck. But you don't need to put that out there immediately. Like, okay, well, how much you get paid? You should have researched and see how much this position paying before you even put time and effort to come to the interview. So that you should know, or you should at least know the range of what you're gonna get paid. So I would say, yes, ask that question about pay, but don't start off with how much I get paid and how much vacation time I get. So with that being said, it's like, okay, give me my money and I'm taking time off. That's just how that reads. So that's another thing that you shouldn't do when you're on an interview, right? Another thing you shouldn't do when you're on an interview is act like too aggressive. Be calm, be mild mannered, calm, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Don't do short answers. When they ask you a question, elaborate. You know what I'm saying? Elaborate on it. And again, never say, I don't know. That's like the worst thing you could do. Never yes and no. Like if they ask something, no, yes, no. Nah, you wanna give them some type of context of what you're talking about, right? These are just a couple of things that'll help you when you're going out for this job interview. All right. You already know what it is. I hope you get the job. This is Big Slick. It's been another great episode of Talk Your Shit Daily. If you want to be part of the show, just send your letter in to talkyourshitdaily@gmail.com. That's talkyourshitdaily@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull your letter, see what it's about. It might make it to the show. You already know what it is. It's Big Slick, and I'm out. Peace.